only works up to 10 years, you have 3 T shares. So the longer you stake, the more T shares you have. So you could turn 1 T share into 3 T shares if you stake for 15 years. Oh, sorry, 10 years. 10 years. And between 10 and 15 years, it stays the same. So, like, if you had 1 T share, you staked it for 10 or 15 years, it will still be 3 T shares. But anything under 10 years, depending on when you stake, will determine how many T shares you have.
And if you wanted to get a nice
day, it takes acquire 1 T share. It doesn't get any cheaper than it is today.
So what is it today? How much X do you need for 1 T-shirt today, for example?
Today, it's currently 21,879 hex per T-share at 7 cents, and it's $1,571. And if you wanted to get a quick stats on that, you go to HEXdailystats.com, and you'll see that chart right there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to ask this question because I realized that there's 10.5 million T-shirts on the ETH chain and then 10.5 million T-shirts on the Pulse chain, which is going to equal up to 21 million T-shirts, basically like a Bitcoin, which was like super bullish. So in that case, I'm trying to collect as much of those as I can.
Keep in mind that the Pulse chain and the ETH sites are 2 different things. So one can ratchet up a little faster than the other. It's the same contract, but on 2 different networks. So they don't interact with each other. But if you get, for example, if you have Hex now and you stake and it was forked, or you're holding it liquid, you will get a copy on Pulsechain.
But not at the rates of the T-shirts for on the Pulse chain side. Like you'll be staking the Pulse chain, but you're not getting the rates because the rates are going to start from 0. I'm guessing the T-shirt rates on the Pulse chain side.
No, it's going to start where it is now on Pulsechain. So whatever the rate is when it gets forked, it's going to be exactly the same. And also, if you look at one thing I'll suggest you do is look at the last year. So go back about a year ago and see how much the T-share rate was then and how much the T-share rate is now. Can it work with the last year? Yeah, it can. And then you could sort of determine how much a T-share, you could sort of determine how much a T-share rate would be in a year's time. Or you can get like an average, say six months in a year, find like and see how much it's growing, work it out, and then say, okay, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, the T-share rate would be X amount. It won't work before longer than it won't work for about, I think, longer than a year and a half because of big payday, because that changed the T-share rate dramatically. But I would work it out in the last year. It's easier.
Dude, it really don't matter about the T-shares because we're all going to be rich.
It's all about education. That's all. So we're trying to educate people on a T-share rate and how it goes up.
Yeah, and but there's only going to be
education is king. Education is king.
It's easy to scream out we're all going to be rich. I do that all the time. You're going to be rich, boy. It's my saying. People know it. But it's just about educating people. And that way they can determine whatever they want.
Oh,
after that.
A few questions for the OGs out there that kind of understands more so on Pulsechain. Just quick side note, I got a laptop last night and I reset. I did the factory reset just in case because I don't know where the F this laptop came from. I turned it on the first time, it didn't speak to me, and I made an alias of said person. And so I formatted it, and as soon as it got done, it started talking to me. So the first time I opened up the laptop, it didn't talk to me, and then now the second time, I'm maybe doing factory default Microsoft crap. whew, you know, it just gives me the heebie-jeebie. But can somebody answer for me? Because I'm uncertain and I haven't found any information. What type of blockchain is Richard Hart creating?
What do you mean by your computer's talking to you?
Yeah, dude, like the AI was like, you know, Microsoft probably doing some AI, you know, super 21st century crap or whatever. It's just the first time it wasn't doing that. And then like I noticed about the eye, you know how you can kind of uncover your password. Well, I clicked something on a page or whatever, and that eye would go away until I click back, or I would erase the whole entire password. Then the eye would reinitiate to like allow me to see my password and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm really kind of, you know, on these electronics, since you have no idea who the hell is sending this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm noticing everything. I don't know.
Well, it's good that you
Crypto.
reset it.
Crypto, go to howtopulse.com and read all the information there. I noticed somebody gave you that website yesterday. If you would have went through the entire website, you would have found out, or go to the GitLab repo and you could find out what kind of blockchain Pulsechain is going to be, and then come back and then maybe ask a little bit more detailed questions.
Okay, there's only 4 types.
Tier 1. It's Tier 1 fork.
No, sir, that's not what I'm asking.
You're asking, is it an EVM chain?
Yeah, so these are the types. There's public, private, private and public, and consortium. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but those are the types, and I just, you know, uh,
Crypto, if you want to learn more about Pulsechain and how it works, go to pulsechain.com, read the information there, then go over to howtopulse.com, read that website. You'll probably come back in 5 or 6 days. There's tons of videos on YouTube. You'll probably get most of the answers that you're looking for. And just to preface it is that you want to be asking the right answers, and if you just read the information, you'll probably get the answers yourself, and then come back and maybe divulge into a little bit different, because I noticed that the questions that you're asking are great, but it does take time to just read it and then come back. So I would
you're right.
suggest you do that.
Agree with that, bro. Because let me tell you, when I first started in this last year, I had similar questions you had, and whenever I went to those websites, I didn't know what I didn't know. So learning from that, it's very condensed. It's not a lot of fluff. It's very black and white. This is how it is. This is what it is, and it's a good read. It's not boring. It's good stuff. So you could really use that, and when you come back to us, you'll have a lot broader case knowledge to where you can ask some more specific questions, because there's a plethora of information, good stuff on those.
Okay, I'm doing that today. Quick question too, it might be in there, but how many proofs? Do blockchains hold today? I like it, if I'm making sense. There's proof of work, and I understand there's proof of stake. How many are there?
Like Lang said, probably best to Google search that or YouTube that. Try to find a YouTube about that. Unless you got someone really technical in here, but yeah.
I'm not sure how familiar you are with crypto in general, but you're lucky to find this Telegram and Richard Hart projects, man. It's really going to save a lot of pain in the future.
No, man, I'm very happy that I found you guys and that y'all are just as passionate as me, if not more.
It's great stuff, and don't ever feel like that you've missed out when we talk about sacrificing for Pulse Chain and Pulse X, things like that. You haven't missed out, because once you get in early on a tier 1 fork of a hard fork of Ethereum, you're still going to be able to buy Pulse Chain at a super low launching price. Get on it. There's also Pulse X, which is expected to come out of the gates strong early, while native PLS, native blockchain token, it's expected to do well in the long run. That's the expectations, but Pulse X is expected to come out pretty quick with quicker gains at first.
Yes, but like. I'm gonna do a lot of research, but I really think he's leaning towards this way. It's like this way.
Crypto, your mic is wrecked, bro. Anybody muted that would like to get unmuted, raise your hand.
Anyone want their shackles removed?
Good morning, Hojo. Good morning, Crypto Drone, and good morning, community.
Hey guys, so I discovered what my hacker looked like, and I like to share with the community kind of what to look out for. And I did do a lot more research last night on hackers and how they kind of get into your shit. Excuse my language, but the hacker that I had was an invisible hacker, where he prompts.
Crypto. It's really not the place to do that.
I know, man, but I care about this community, and if you do too, everybody has to deal with hackers. Yeah, bro. So if we all can combat them, if there's a place, if there's loopholes for hackers to be in, then we have to be combative towards them, essentially. If you think right now a hacker can't get your crap, you're mistaken. Unless you are secure.
So hold on. So if let me ask, if you have already sacrificed and you want to get that treasure ledger, I know you need to get 2 of them. But would you be safer now, like even if you have stakes in and you're still waiting for the sacrifice and all that, you would be safer with those 2 ledgers? I mean, obviously, I'm guessing, yeah, but
Of course, with 2 treasure hardware wallets or 2 said hardware wallets, you will be safer, but you do not enter one seed into another. You do not enter any seeds at all moving forward.
If you sacrifice for Pulsechain or PulseX and you have hex stakes and you did the migration, would you be any safer? Somewhat. But if somebody had your seeds or get your seeds in the meantime, you will get rinsed. So it's just this period of time that you're taking this risk of, you know, doing that migration. So it's best to plan in advance when you do have these long-term stakes and how you're going to actually exit or where the computer that you did make those seeds on in the first place. So would you be any safer? No, because those seeds could get compromised any day. So you really, once Pulsechain airdrop comes out and PulseX airdrop comes out, you have to move those funds immediately, even though you did that migration, right? So once the airdrop comes, you move it immediately to another wallet, which they call a Vault wallet.
Hmm. No, because I mean I didn't send my seed words, but I clicked on a link to one of those scam pages. So I'm not sure if clicking that link is gonna make me compromise, because maybe, you know, who knows what that link belongs,
You
who
might
knows
be
what.
aware.
Well, if
I
you
have my
click on a
but do not
link,
type in your seed phrase. Do not type in your seed phrase anywhere until you have a hard reason. Ever.
The
Don't
link.
ever do it.
I'm talking about if I click the link to one of those scam websites. If the link will compromise me.
So the safe thing to do if you're concerned is to move into a fresh wallet with a new seed phrase. So just that's the best thing to do. So
I
as
think
long as you're concerned, if you're concerned, then you move. Right? If
I
you have
think if
hex
you get
stakes,
yeah.
so
sorry, go
if you
Crypto.
click on a link, wait, let me just say, if you click on a link and you go to a scam page, right, and you don't do anything else, then really nothing can happen. You really didn't do anything else. But what they did do is tag your IP. So depending on how you went to that web page, now they know your IP, they know the browser, the user agent. So that's one way where, you know, you can, you know, be targeted basically if you just use the same iPhone or the same, no VPN in between, or if you don't use incognito. So that's just one thing. Like he said, you don't enter your seeds, you don't connect to dApps, you don't click on any buttons throughout the web page. You really shouldn't be clicking on links at all. It should be, you see a link, you go to Google and you type it in Google and you do your research from there. And everything that you search should always be incognito. You should always use a VPN just outside of like what you're doing, especially outside of your crypto wallet or just, you know, moving around the internet in general. You should always just, you know, be prepared and just walk with caution. So this way you could never have this feeling in the back of your mind that you connected to a website or you went to this website. It's always going to be, you know, kind of buried in this little funnel that you have set up, you know, a VPN, incognito, maybe a virtual machine. So this way you're always protected.
Okay, yeah, because no, I definitely, it was like 2 3 months ago from another group, anyways. But no, I'm safe then because I use a different device. I mean, I have VPN. I use a different browser. I use everything. It was a different device. Everything VPN, all this and all that. So in that case, that the link I clicked on, I shouldn't be compromised at all. In this case, in my case, I guess I would have to say. So thank you. But I am
Yeah.
to
Well, I don't know how the
like,
page opened up, so I really couldn't tell you because I don't know how the page opened up. It could have just went to a 404 error page, right? But downloaded in the background. So it's really, I couldn't tell you if you were compromised or not. But, you know, rule of thumb is you don't click on links, you don't download anything, you don't open up PDFs, you literally don't touch anything. Everything is go straight to Google, you know, double check articles, don't click on anything at all. You just literally double check titles, and if it doesn't pop up on Google, then I guess you just don't search for that particular, you know, what you're looking for because it's just not worth it. It's really not.
Be
Yeah,
careful.
especially with the
Be careful
no
about
expectation
Google.
wealth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just be careful about Google also because these hackers they pay to get their pages high on Google. So that's kind of a twist
Yeah,
there
that's
also.
fair enough. You could use built-in DuckDuckGo into Google, or just use
Yes,
DuckDuckGo in
yes, that
general.
goes
You
good.
know,
Incognito. Yeah, good job.
you could go to the
My
extreme and use
dad,
the Tor browser as well.
let me tell you
Yeah, I
something
don't.
about Google real quick. My
It
dad,
goes into
20 years
Amazon.
ago, let me tell you about Google real quick. My dad, 20 years ago, I don't know how he did it, but he figured out a way to put his company at the top of the search engine for free.
Yeah, so Google is, I mean, Amazon owns the Go with the AWS services. So I don't know. I don't even like the Go either, but I use Swiss cows.
Just Amazon.
It's the SEO search engine optimization. You could get your website up there pretty quick, but usually you have to pay to get the top spots, and you'll see AD at the end and at the end of it. But yeah,
Yeah, I always skip the
All
ads.
right. You know how you can get key logged? Can you, uh, with these new technologies with laptops and screens today, how we're able to touch the screen, you know, is there like a, has anybody, well, I'm thinking that that's like a safer route as touching the screen versus key logging. Um, just saying.
Does a hardware wallet avoid all these problems? In other words, if you use a hardware wallet, you really can give your PC away to someone else and you don't care. Is that true?
well, if you use a hardware wallet properly, you don't key in anything other than maybe your own password. There wouldn't be a way that you would click on the screen that it could be figured out because your hardware wallet coincides with random dots on the screen that you have to look at your hardware wallet to produce to click the series of dots. So giving your laptop to somebody, I don't know about that, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
wallet help.
Well,
Yeah.
let me just say, they won't get your crypto, right? But if you just browse the internet thinking that you're safe because they won't reach your crypto behind the hardware wallet, what they will get is your emails that maybe you signed up on Coinbase or any other exchange, or maybe phone numbers or app that you downloaded. So there's other ways just to maybe, snoop on you and then figure it out from there. They don't, obviously they want the hardware wallet, but there's other ways that they can get information from you. And depending on what kind of target you are, they'll get close. So, really, you have to be precautious when you like just walk around the internet. So, you have to keep all these things in mind, especially with emails that you sign up for, phone numbers that you sign up for, these apps, just everything right down the list. You have to protect yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you probably have a lot of malware that you are unaware of, and everybody probably is susceptible to a lot of attacks daily, no matter how much protection they take, because we just can't see everything coming in at once. But the second you enter your seed phrase, you will be rinsed. I'm just saying, it happened to me. I personally experienced it, and I don't want it to happen to you. So do not type in your seed phrase, even if you trust said merchant.
Yeah, that's the solid advice. And to the guy earlier, thank you for unmute, by the way. The guy earlier saying touchscreens, no. So using touchscreens will not help keylogging prevention. It's any kind of user input can be logged because that's how the computer determines what you just pressed, right? They have to translate it into ones and zeros. Those can be read.
Okay, then in Web 3.0, we need protection, and we need uh, like a mirror effect where it's like, it, I don't know how to explain it, but we need more protection than what we got now. If it's been this long and, hackers are still able to do all this crap, we need more protection if we're going this route.
Look, it's very, no, it's not very simple. I think there's still plenty of room to improve, but at the moment, it's very simple. The best way to protect yourself is have everything in physical location, which still has risks, but you decrease your what is it called, the attack vector. You only have to worry about close friends, family, or whatever, intruders in your house, which is a problem anyways. People have to worry about, so you don't have to worry about anything you don't understand. If you're not sure about technology, keep it completely off devices. And the hardware wallet is a decent approach. Probably even better is a titanium wallet where you have it etched in a safe place. Sure, it makes it somewhat cumbersome to access that, but that's why you need different methodologies, right? You have a cold storage where you keep stuff that you don't ever touch, like a 15-year stake. There's no need to have it anywhere on any device, right? Just a seed phrase etched into a titanium piece of titanium. Done. Just put that wherever you think it's safe. If that's not convenient enough, then get a hardware wallet, but I would use that as an additional layer in between the titanium thing and whatever you're interacting with, like MetaMask.
What's interesting about that is I remember 15 years ago where technology was. I can only imagine what technology is going to be like 15 years from now. I'm going to assume that things will change a lot, and we'll probably upgrade, and we'll probably upgrade a couple times by then to with those seed phrases. But keep up to date on it and stuff. But it'll be interesting to see what 15 years from now holds regarding our seed phrases.
Yeah, 5 years. I was typing in private keys to get things out of a paper wallet. It's really changed since then, since so quickly it's changed.
Soon quantum computing becomes a everyday thing, which I think we're still somewhat far away from it, but it would. Then technically keys need to be a lot longer and more complex. That's possible. And by that time you will have to have migrated or changed it or whatever. So nothing lasts forever, but you have to keep up to date. You have to inform yourself, because fear only is the things you don't know or don't understand. Do you want to live in fear, or do you want to be educated on the topic that you care about, such as your finances?
That's why
Yeah,
I
the
like a
hard
25th
part
word.
is protection.
A
Say again?
25th word is more important to me. A 25th word to me is more important because of such things. It's a lot harder. If there was a supercomputer or whatever you want to call it, 25th word is the way to go.
I think we're still early days, but for a quantum computer, I don't think it makes a difference if it's a 12 word or a 26 word. It's the difference of like maybe 1 hour or something. But yeah, it's always better to have longer and more complex words in there, I guess.
I don't think they'll brute force seed phrases. I think they'll brute force passkeys, and it doesn't matter how long it's your seed phrase. The passkey is the same length for all the accounts.
I'm just gonna let one guy in the room. Tony Slims, got a question?
Hey, thanks for letting me on there. I don't necessarily have, well, I guess it's a question, just on what we were talking about there, or what I was listening to. So, what's the best way to protect yourself going forward? You don't know whether you've been hacked or not. You have a hardware device. You think you're secure. Is it best to change phone numbers, change email addresses, like do a complete wipe of the profile you currently have online? Like, does that make sense? Like, yeah,
Depends
any
what
insight?
you protect yourself from. Do you want to protect yourself from your device to be compromised, or do you want to protect yourself from phishing attempts, or both?
For the sake of conversation, let's go with both. Like
You don't do anything crypto on your phone going forward. You need to get off your phone with the crypto. Okay, you don't know how your phone's communicating with the computer, and the only thing that you should be doing with crypto is on a separate laptop with a different alias, not your real name, not your real phone number, everything different. When you get online to crypto moving forward, nobody should know who you are, your last name, your emails, your phone numbers. No one should know anything moving forward. And if you have put any type of information in uh, that pertains to you and your family, well, sir, you need to figure out a way to make a dummy account on everything.
I appreciate that. I don't do anything on my phone. I'm more thinking, yeah, just to be safe, like extra safe. Like
I
I appreciate
appreciate you
the
saying
information about the computer stuff.
that. And guys, if all we have is proof of stake and proof of work on the blockchains, we got a lot of work to do.
It's easier for you to protect yourself in ways that only affect your wallet, right? That's the thing you care about. So focus on that. Sure, you can do all this crazy stuff that you just mentioned, but it's gonna make a lot of other things complicated for you. So why complicate your entire life just for the sake of this one thing that can be solved by just making sure that your keys are offline, never touch the uh, internet or anything digital for that matter, and you're good. If you're worried about an existing wallet that may or may not have been compromised, then you have to migrate it obviously somewhere else, and that's it. If you have an active stake on it, that's it, man. Like that's all you can do. Like I have an active stake on a somewhere on some wallet that I've used online so many times. Not much I can do. It was one of my first stakes. I'm assuming it's compromised. I don't think it is because I haven't seen anything suggesting so. But I pretty much either see it as a loss or I'm the first one to get it out. But since I think day 30 in Hex, I realize I need to have a completely separate, secured wallet that doesn't touch the internet or any digital device.
And
I
just to add
appreciate
on
that
top of
information,
that,
man, a lot.
And just to add on top of that, the email that you use for the exchanges to get the crypto into your hardware wallet, you want to keep those as tight as possible as well, where you don't sign up to other websites or have signed up to other websites. You want to use a different phone number, maybe even with a different area code just to not associate with yourself, but also have control of that. So you really want to like keep those things kind of like tight and yeah, your social identity when you're moving around the internet, saying like here in Telegram, Reddit, Facebook, you could have a totally different social identity as well. Something slightly to your name, but you could go that deep and just make sure when you're doing things, just have these different emails for different things that you do. So this way you could differentiate. It's very simple if you have two or three set up, especially in crypto. I think it's like, three is well, more than enough to have three emails, three phone numbers, and then just keep everything nice and tight.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate all the insights for sure.
You're gonna be rich, boy.
You can also get very creative if for some reason or another you need to have something online, like I don't know, you move around a lot and you want to access, for some reason you want to access your funds from all sorts of places, but you don't want to carry a device with you. Because I have thought about this in the past and use cases for it. You can get very creative with cryptography in general. Like you can store something online, but it's not your seed phrase. It's a hint towards how you think about your seed phrase, for example, right? So if you use a brain wallet, that could be one of the ways. Or I don't know, you think of a favorite book, you just put that book name in the password manager or whatever you use, and then you just put page numbers in there, and then you pick up your favorite book, and there you mention you highlight the words that you use in your seed phrase. Like you can go nuts with all these things, so that somebody who does get access to the thing that you're exposing online cannot really do much with it, because it's information that's only privileged to your brain. But again, only recommendable for people who just don't really have a safe physical space and they need to have it somewhere else.
So how about this question? What percentage would you say you are safe if you're using a tracer or a ledger properly? Like, out of 100% secure, if you're utilizing either one of those two devices, you would sit around where?
Well, you're safe it depends how you use it, right? But if you're safe if you keep it and you don't lose it and you don't carry it with you everywhere, you're pretty damn safe. Well, then there's the usage part. Like if you access compromised Web3 applications that rinse your wallet, you're not really much safer either, because you authorize them to do stuff with your assets. So that part, of course, you have to be careful with. But the safest option is to not connect to a Web3 app, just use it as a cold storage. That's why people here recommend to get two treasures or two ledgers, so that one is for your assets that you don't want to touch and don't want to interact with constantly, and the other one is just to transfer funds there whenever you need to make some interaction with a Web3 application, such as starting a stake. Such as, I don't know, swapping.
And if you check on Etherscan token approval, you have $0 at risk, and you take a look and you have no approval, that means there's no way that anybody can get onto your hardware device, right? But like there is no approval.
This
Well,
part is where
where are you
I
saving
lose
your
my
keys?
knowledge on Web3 applications, because technically anyone can write anything into a Web3 app, like including taking all your tokens. In the end, you approve something with your signature that you do not understand, like a piece of code that you haven't vetted or audited or nobody else has audited. So there's a lot of potential for damage, but what that exactly can be is, I think there's a lot of possibilities. I don't know exactly how far that you can go with that, but I would be wary of applications that haven't been audited, that you don't know what they're doing, and just signing it without prior knowledge. For example,
That's what
MetaMask will give you decent information on what kind of permissions it requires. Just like your phone, right? When your phone asks you for permissions for certain apps, you can see what type of actions this app can do, such as tracking your location or using your camera. So these basic things you can read in human readable form on MetaMask, but you will not necessarily be able to audit the smart contract and the kind of shit that it does using those permissions.
See, I'm definitely picking up some good information from you guys. Thank you.
So, guys, what I'm seeing, because I haven't been looking at the Etherscan or the Polyscan or whatever scan in years, and what I'm seeing is essentially no improvements. I know about proof of stake. I know about proof of work, and if that's the only two proofs that we have, oh my God, there needs to be
What do
more.
you
And I have a
need?
lot of.
What do you need? Like, what's the improvement that is needed in proof of stake, for example?
See, I really think that's a really good idea. Okay. Um, let's give you an example. Okay, instead of getting the crap of instead of getting, well, you're still getting your like transaction history, you know, this address sent out this much to this address. Well, there's no indications, like there's no stamp, if you will, of said validators, right? Like this stamp could be, all right, he has the right to hold these funds, and he is backed up by 5 validators of said funds, and that's a stamp. And then, you know, so you receiving is one, you're seeing that, and you're being a little bit less stressful because this dude's been validated by, you know, 5 or however many needs to be, 50,000 or whatever, and it has that stamp. I'm at work right now, so I'm gonna have to mute myself from time to time. But there's essentially, if we only have 2 proofs, we got a lot of work to do right now.
I'm not following. Like first you need to have a problem, and then you need to find a way how to solve that problem. But I'm not
We do have
understanding the problem.
we do have a
So explain.
problem. Okay, so these hackers can basically essentially get away with nobody validating them, no history to the money, no right to the money. Um,
Wait.
these hackers,
Let's reel back here for a second. So first of all, they're not hackers. Let's just say what it is. They are 95%, probably even more than 95, probably 99% scammers slash phishing attempts, right?
yes, sorry,
There is
yes,
no such
yes,
thing as
yes.
brute forcing into your wallet using some crazy decrypting methodology. That is not a thing. That might be a thing, but it's going to be less than 1% of the cases. So they're not hackers. So we're talking about phishing attempts and people being scammed. It's called the layer 8 problem, which is the person between the computer and the screen, between the chair and the screen. How do you solve that? That's not a technological problem to solve. That's a brain problem.
You solve that easily because we haven't discovered a way to have a mirror effect. Essentially, like if you go to a website and that website is hosting, you know, a search engine, you know, basically your incognito mode into incognito mode, right? You typed in this website, and then now you're able to get through this website, enter into other said websites and stuff, and know that, you know, not sophisticated scammers are going to be able to bypass the first website, right? So the first website's taking that mirror effect, and you're seeing that it's an extra layer of protection. I know I'm talking a little cuckoo, but we don't have that right now, and it's us interacting with the computer that's basically, you know, rinsing us. You know, there needs to be essentially like a mirror effect where there's space between you and what you do in uh, this beautiful 3D digital world. There needs to be some space so there's time for you to interact. And if somebody is interacting, like you'll be able to see in real time, like attacks pretty much of like, uh, since they've been created, it's kind of
Wait,
hard to describe. And I like, yeah.
problem here. Well, now we've established the problem, right? The problem, let's put it in simple words. The problem is that people do not understand the things that they're using, and therefore they can end up on wrong, phished, scammed, whatever versions of a site. All right, that's the problem that we're facing, and I agree with that. It is a problem, but that is an education problem, in my opinion. Just like in the real world, which is much older than the internet, not to walk into the wrong place. Even though the place might have the word bank written on top of it, you probably know it's not actually a bank. They're going to fucking scam you, right? How do you know that? You've been educated on this subject. You've had plenty of time to get experience in that. There's a lot of people who are meddling on the internet who just have no fucking idea what they're doing. The internet is for them basically a new land, so to speak, and they're gonna make mistakes. Like, for example, on Google, you can click on the wrong link and you end up on a site that isn't MetaMask, but a complete fucking copy of it, and it's somebody else. There is ways to know that you've been scammed and phished, there is facts and figures you can determine. You can look at the SSL certificate. You can look at so many different things. You look at the domain. There's always things you can double, triple check. But people don't, because they're like, oh, it looks good to me. I'm going to just send all my funds there.
Bro, you're 100% correct. And we got to look out for the little guy that doesn't understand all of what you said. Everything what you said was beautiful.
Why
But your everyday
understand?
user is not going to understand that.
Say the words, you listen. If you still don't get it, ask questions. And then we just spread the information.
Not everybody knows where to ask. That's what I'm getting at. And I don't particularly, since I don't
And the
know you.
solution is to teach this shit in school.
Yes, you're right. You're right. But
You can
you
be
know,
a
I don't know
developer if you
if
want
you
to.
do understand me. But you know, and I don't like what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to like toot my own horn here, but we have a lack of transparency with the banks to cryptocurrency. And I feel like the banks could be huge validators moving forward as a combatant towards these fishers, towards these people that are trying to rinse innocent people. And we need stones set in place for protection of everyday users. We don't have that, and we all we have is proof of stake and proof of work after all these
But
years.
proof of
You're
stake and
kidding me.
proof of work aren't attempting to solve scamming and phishing, right?
They're
They're
not.
attempting to
They
solve an
are not.
entirely different problem.
They're not. But new
Big banks
blockchains can
helping anybody.
implicate, and new blockchains can already implicate proof of work, which we have. They can already implicate proof of stake, which we have. And then moving forward, any proofs that we create, they can essentially honor as a
Hey,
security
crypto.
feature.
I'm going to give you the perfect example. It's user case. A few days ago, we told you about security. We informed you and said it's very important, and you said, yeah, I'm good with that. I remember this conversation because I said it, someone else said it, and a third person said it
Remember,
on the same day, right? And yet it still happens.
I know, buddy.
So
I
it's
fucked
more of
up.
a
I
user
fucked
case.
up. I never been rinsed like this before in my entire life, so I didn't fully grasp the understanding of being rinsed and being pretty much effed over. This is the first for me, so I'm tackling it head on, and I'm gonna be combative.
I
I'm not
understand that. I understand where
gonna.
you're coming from, but you're attacking the wrong things. You keep mentioning proof of work and proof of stake, and I guarantee you that is the wrong angle. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I
know.
agree that we need more education. I agree that we need more security, but it's not a protocol issue. It's not how the network works. It is currently the best solution. Sure, maybe in 50 years we'll have come up with a completely new idea. But the point is, you're acting like scamming and phishing is isolated in crypto. Sure, it's rampant, but it is also rampant in traditional finance, in every other field you can think of. There is plenty of scams in banking. You may not have experienced it yourself, and therefore you don't have that personal bias you bring in here right now, but it does exist.
Well, dude, the banks have proof of something, all right, and
bank,
they have multiples. They
the
just haven't
banks are
incorporated.
scams. Stop
They haven't
trusting the
incorporated
banks.
The whole point why proof of work and proof of stake exists is because we don't trust the banks anymore. Hello? Why do you
Yeah,
think Bitcoin
I
was
fully
invented?
understand it. Yes, proof of work. You mine, you get the coin, end of the day. Proof of stake. You put your coins in a pool and you earn. That's it. Those are the only two that I know so far. I could be wrong, but we need more proof of stuff. And I
But
already
to
wrote down
solve
Okay,
every
what
if you
problem?
want
You're
to go
going in
build it
circles.
yourself, just go build it yourself then. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you think needs to be done, go do it. Go do it.
Yeah, what become a developer, man? You need
Even
to
if
learn
you
how to
don't
become
know
a developer.
how to do it, you're still
first
not
I got
describing the
right.
problem that a proof of X is trying to solve. That's what I don't understand. I don't see the
Yeah,
connection
I'm
between the
trying.
2 points that
I'm
you're
trying
making.
to. I'm trying to make it easier for the everyday user to validate for themselves if said transaction go.
Can you finish that thought? I didn't hear. Well, he's gone. A bunch of people want to be unmuted, so if somebody could Be so kind.
I think he was forgetting one. What about that proof of weight that we got going on here?
Hey, we definitely waiting for
You
this
calling me
line.
fat?
I understand where he's coming from because his personal situation. Um, but he just needs to either explain himself a bit better or something. That's all.
Hey, sorry guys, I got a phone call. Did anybody ask me a question? Because I'm very adamant about this, and I'm not gonna let it go. And
Sure. I would like you to explain the connection between what happened to you or what happens in general with scamming and what a proof of X, how a proof of X is going to solve that, or how you see the connection between those two, because I certainly don't, and I don't think anybody else here does. So if you could allude to exactly what you mean without getting lost in your own words, I am all ears.
okay, I'm gonna give you one of many examples. Bank to crypto and the differences. Banking, how you could tell that if I give you $100 in your hands, there's a watermark and you feel it. Well, we're not really feeling it, so we have no watermark, and that's just like, and it could be called proof.
Yes, you do. So here it is. I'll answer that right away before you open another topic. When you're on the blockchain, you have a token, a contract address. That one is unique. You can copy paste it. You can look at it. You can look at the first 6 digits. You can look at the last 6 digits. You can copy the entire thing, verify that it's actually the original contract and you're not some scam token that you just look the ticker symbol at, which it's easy to make. I can create a token called tomorrow, PLS, whatever, on Ethereum or any other fucking chain. But if you compare it to the original source, it will not be the same. The token the contract address won't be the same. So you have that. You have the watermark, and that one is even more legit than on a paper note because most people don't actually know how to verify the legitimacy of a banknote. Like majority of people do not know that. They've not been trained in this. So that's also an education problem. Like how would you now, without Googling it, look at the banknote and say this one's legit? You don't. You need the education.
Correct.
I'm just saying, there's
You're
a lot
trying to
of
engineer education away. Like, oh, everyone is fucking stupid, so let's just make it as easy as possible for them and engineer it away. I would agree to that to some extent, right? Like Apple is doing that in a way. Like it's called "Don't Make Me Think" software engineering versus everything else. There's a reason why people don't use Linux. It's too complicated. People are not educated in all the complicated stuff. It's not, don't make me think, but it's not solving the problem of education itself.
Well, what said centralized agencies, what they have essentially is, I'm just going to call it POP. Since we have POW and POS, they got POP, proof of privacy. That's what they have, essentially. Essentially. I know I'm talking a lot of gibberish and stuff, and a lot of people don't understand. They're very bright. And
Which
I wasn't
centralized
talking
agencies like banks, or what do you mean?
like Apple, like Google, like Facebook, like all these centralized agencies have proof of privacy because when you sign up for their network or for their crap, they are adamant about, hey, your privacy is safe with us. Don't
I
worry.
can't believe you just said those three companies' words and put privacy in the same sentence.
Yeah,
I
that's
know, but they are giving the illusion that we do have privacy with these said centralized
never,
agencies.
never.
I know, but that's what they're initiating. That's what I'm trying to get at. And over on the crypto side, you know, um, fuck, I'm not. Sorry, I don't know how to really correlate it, but that's what I'm getting at. Is Facebook, Google, all these crap entities are essentially lying to people and saying, "Hey, your privacy is safe. and they're giving people the idea, hey, these big agencies have POP, proof of privacy, which is crap.
Look, here's the thing. All right, I'll make it very easy for you. The fact is that in blockchain, things are verifiable, immutable. You can look things up, and you can be damn sure that it's accurate. Okay? Whether you understand it or not is your problem and only yours. And it is up to you to educate yourself or be educated on the subject. Just like I explained to you now that the watermark equivalent is the contract token address, etc. These things are verifiable. And instead of having a black box controlled by a centralized agency or organization where you will never be able to find out the actual truth, this is 100 times better.
Yes, I know that we're reaping the rewards of going decentralized, and essentially, if Richard Hart is doing a consortium kind of blockchain, then we're all going to be rich MFers, and he's going the route of banking and research, and it's beautiful what Richard Hart is doing. Okay, and but all I'm saying is the blockchains today, if there's only POW and POS, uh, there needs to be more proof of quote unquote stuff.
We don't need
Proof
regulation
of what?
or
I'm
proof.
trying to
We
figure
don't
out.
need
I
any
think you're
regulation.
arguing something that you have no education on. Maybe educate yourself a little bit on it, and so you can understand. The reason why banking have high insurance is because they don't trust each other, right? With crypto, you can trust because everything can be verified on the blockchain. Just understand that there's a lot more to it. You're probably looking
Verify
at one.
Verified is only after the fact. I'm talking about initially before transactions take said place.
Yeah, that's why you verify the contract address on the blockchain. Very simple invention created in 2009. It's been around for how many years now? 13 years. It's one of the
Okay,
most simple.
and when you do some horizontal scaling, it like I don't think that like it's okay. Y'all don't understand what I'm trying to say, but there needs to be more verifiability to the everyday user because the everyday user is not going to be as smart and brilliant as most guys in here are, if that makes sense.
Then they can go back to work and not get into the financial markets. It's that simple. Go back to work, be a cash register person, do wood floors, do whatever you got to do.
But they do that. They do that. When you go into Uniswap and you put a fake or you put a token in there, an address, it warns you that this could be a scam, right? But then you didn't. You just hit OK and moved on. Or the people who get hacked on it will hit OK and moved on, rather than verifying, double checking, making sure it's safe. There are warnings. That's what all you're asking for is warnings, basically. From my understanding and what you're saying is it should be better so that way I don't get hacked, right? That's all you're asking technically, or what you're
I'm not
requesting.
taking it personal. I mean, a little bit probably, but I'm talking about years down the line and stuff. And if we still have POW, POS, essentially we haven't moved from day one of crypto, and
But you're talking more about
whatever.
something centralized,
We
where
have.
someone has to say and confirm, say this is safe, right? And then you got to go check. But you want something that's more centralized, saying, "Hey guys, this is safe. This is safe to use. You can go use it." Right? But what happens when someone gets hacked, or when an entity confirmed that this was safe when it wasn't? Like what you're.
H crypto. So the two things. One, we have moved. We have evolved, and crypto has evolved heavily over the last 10, 15 years. It would be a lie to say that it hasn't. It has become more user friendly with all the Web3 front end applications, and it also has migrated from indeed proof of work to proof of stake. Will there be another proof of something? Maybe. But until that day comes, you can't keep saying, well, we only have proof of work and proof of stake. Therefore, we're nowhere near and we're not evolving. That's absolutely garbage statement in my opinion. Unless you have an alternative or you have a specific idea, or you're trying to point out a problem that can be solved using technology. But so far, you're literally grasping at straws, and I don't know where it's coming from other than your frustration with being rinsed. And again, I respect it. I have respect for the fact that that happened, but use that as a learning. Like we all learned in similar ways, the hard way.
I know where I went wrong, and moving
Could
forward, it
we
won't ever
get
happen.
could we get could we get redneck on, please? Redneck.
Well, and I know that we evolved from we have over 12,000 altcoins, and pretty much half of them are fake. That's what I'm
That's not the
assuming.
part of the evolution I'm talking about. Most of those are garbage, but yeah, I get the point.
Yeah,
That's
and then there's a shit ton of blockchains. But if all we have after 12,000 tokens and 1,000 blockchains, if all we have is POS and POW after all this
You keep
time,
saying
they-
you're returning to the same
Oh, get
argument. You keep
redneck
mentioning
on. Get
POS and
redneck
PO.
on.
Stop saying that, Jakes. Come on. So you keep saying POS and POW only as if that's an argument. It's not an argument. Like, what is your point? It's not a. It's a literally a mute point. You say
She
we only
changed
have
the
this and
point.
that, and not to
do
show
you
to
think we can
to
have
to
other
show an
proofs? Do
alternative.
you think we can have other protocols? Do you think we can have other proofs? Do you understand? Like, I'm not doubting your knowledge or anything, but do you understand these protocols and to these proofs?
if you want, you
No, I
could get
do not
you
understand your
can
line of argumentation at all.
you can get rinsed again when the CBDC, the central bank digital coin comes out. You'll get rinsed again. So if you want the new protocol, wait for the CBDC to come out. There's your new protocol, and you're gonna get rinsed again. Everybody was gonna get.
Yeah, well, that one's going to be called POC, like proof of centralization, which we already have.
There's also other protocols. There's proof of coverage. There's a bunch, but none of that
Yeah, there
addresses
was
the
literally proof of
concerns.
weak hands too.
Yeah, but none of that addresses the verifiability of everything that the gentleman wants.
Exactly. You're pretending that abundance will just solve the problem, like abundance of proof of something. These are just fancy names for a different approach of using the same technology. Like
Hey,
distributed ledger
Toby,
technology isn't technically even a tech in itself. It's just combining different technologies together and using them in a different way. And even then, like let's humor you for a second, which I really don't like doing. But at the end of the day, even if you have alternatives, we are in an open market which is competitive. So you're always going to have competitors, scammers, etc. You're not protected from that by default ever, no matter what new thing comes out, what new technology comes out. There's nothing that's ever going to protect you 100%, even laws.
okay. So let me just give you like an example of future hopium. Can I do that? I don't know if I can do that.
Sure.
I think you
Okay, the
should start
government's
with
going.
more than hope, man. It seems like you're talking a lot, but like you need to take in this information that I think Toby's giving you. Uh, you should start researching and listening more than talking and getting ideas. Like I think you need to become way more informed, man. That's just my opinion, and I mean no disrespect by it. I hope you get all the information you need, man.
Yeah, H crypto. One of the things that's talked about on this chat is you have to be your own bank, and part of being your own bank is being able to read the blockchain and being able
I'm reading their blockchain.
your
Redneck.
situation is well, and that's the thing is you have to every time you do that you got to double triple check your address. You were hacked. And believe you me, everybody on this chat feels for you. But whatever the situation, whatever caused that, whatever did it, was beyond your control, anybody else's control, other than you checking where you were sending stuff. I mean, the way you
No,
went about things kind of
where I
messed
went wrong
up.
is I entered my seed phrase. I entered my seed phrase. That's exactly where I went wrong. I already had the malware. Already had all the stupid stuff that I already had all that bad crap on my computer. And the set to the nanosecond of me entering my seed phrase into this hardware, that's when I got rinsed.
Yeah,
Not
and now
I
you
click
know
on the
not to
link.
do that again, and end of story. We don't need another proof of X to mitigate that problem that no longer exists.
Toby, please do not do that. I respect you because of the knowledge that you are sharing in the group, but please do not just dismiss ideas that could potentially perpetuate
The idea
crypto.
you're talking about is non-existent. It cannot exist. What you're talking about is smoke and mirrors, because you're mixing up two different things, right?
The
It's,
example I
it's,
just heard,
it's,
I,
it's
I
that
heard,
simple. That's what we're
I
trying to
made the
tell you.
copies of the, I made copies to the keys of my house and I gave them to a thief, and somehow something is going to protect that. That's what I just heard.
Call
Yeah,
the police, I
I
guess.
mean, believe you me, everybody in here really feels for the situation you're under. We really do. And hopefully we corrected that by you getting a new computer, a hardware wallet from the manufacturer, and move on you just got to go and move on from this thing. There's nothing anybody can do that. One of the things about crypto, I sent $150 2 days ago to the wrong fucking address, and it's out there lost somewhere, and there's no way I'm ever going to get it back. And I mean, it happens to everybody. It
And let me
is
say
what it
this.
is.
That happened to me, Redneck. A
Let me
bit more
just say
than that,
this.
but yeah.
The crap that happened a few days ago, I'm chalking that up as a loss and moving forward. But I I hate to see the state of crypto 5 years from now, and we still have the same proof of stake and proof of work, and that's the only proof that we have
But
over the
are you
network.
saying it's broken? That's my question. What is broken about it, and how
No, I'm
does it
not
relate
saying it's
to the
broken. It's
scamming
beautiful. I'm
situation?
not saying it's broken. What I'm saying is it can still be built on. It can still be essentially
But it
quote
is
unquote
being built on.
updated. It can still be,
It is being
yeah,
built on.
but
That's the thing. It is. There's always improvements
yes, I
happening.
fully understand,
There's updates happening.
but
But what? Like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that what you're saying, things that you're saying, they are happening. They are being improved. So I don't get, like, as in it's happening. It's not happening to the rate that you like. Then learn to I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but go learn to program and go do it yourself. Then it's, if you want, like Richard Hartwood says, and anyone in anything in life, if you want something done, go do it yourself. I've learned that. I've learned that, and that's what I do. If I want something done, I try to do it myself.
I mean, I just want to say, like, this is like a failed ideology in the physical world, digital world. You cannot rely on anybody or anything or any entity to protect you from anything. And everything in life is you and life. You have to protect yourself from life. Nobody, no government, no police, no warning box on your computer screen is going to protect you. Like, you have to protect yourself from anything, from everything.
okay, let me give you this idea. All right, and let me just shout this out. What if I had a light red or green above my public address, okay? And I go do said transaction, and basically, essentially, this light above my public address is saying that I've been validated with X amount of validators, correct? And so when I go make a transaction with another person and interact with this other person, well, and then I see his light as red. Well, red is telling me that he hasn't been validated with any validators, or not enough validators for me to be comfortable or for him to be green, if you will.
Chain. And you can check that when you go, for example, on Etherscan, you can see how many blocks confirmations you have. Those are the equivalent of your green lights. However, you're assuming that if there is a malicious actor, such as a scammer, enters the picture somehow, that you will see a red light. But that is not the case, because it does not determine the difference between legit and illegitimate.
Okay, what determines legitimate and illegitimate?
Well, you make choices, right, on the blockchain. You go and decide to send funds to address X versus address Y. How does the chain know of which one is the one you were actually going to send it to? Only you can know that. You are the one making the decision. It can't correct you on something that you wrongly decided to do.
Someone gets an email, for example, and says, and this is talk about banking systems. Someone gets an email and says, hey, if you send $100 to this BSB account number, you will get a new motorbike, just for an example. You know, it's a scam. You send that money, right? Does the bank tell you that this address that you're sending to is a scam? No. You got to research, Google, oh, what's this email? And usually you find you're getting this email is a scam and stuff like that. You got to educate yourself in if this is a scam or not, or this project is a scam or not. This is rinse people's accounts. Do not touch. Do not go near it. But that you're still going to get that email.
That's the validation. That's the validation right there. When you start interacting with the other person and you're able to verify, okay, this person, the last 5 transactions, the last 5 accounts has been rinsed, and it'll be associated.
You can simply open a new account and do the same thing over and over again. Educate yourself. This is what we're trying to tell you. The best thing to do is educate yourself. Learn. Because accounts can be changed. BSB and account numbers can change. Emails can change. The mail that comes to your to your mailbox can change. But what you can do is educate yourself. And once you educate yourself, you understand.
Yeah, you're right. I'll do
and
that.
you are the perfect example where we tried to warn you, but you didn't educate yourself. Now you are educating yourself, so this doesn't happen again. Even though you're told, everyone is told over and over again, right? That either they dismiss it and don't educate themselves, or they educate themselves, make sure that this doesn't happen to them. Some people need to be learned by experience. Some people learn by just hearing about it, and some people just need to be told once. That's it, right? Someone needs to hear someone being hacked. Someone needs to be told, look, this is the best thing to do so you don't get hacked. And some people need to get hacked first in order to beat their security, right? It's how it is. I'll rather be the person that just needs to be told. I don't want to be the person that needs to be hacked to learn. We don't send our money to any random BSB account number because we know that it could be a hack. It could be a scammer, sorry. It could be someone that's trying to just wants my money. I'm sending it to someone who just wants my money. He's not going to give me anything in return. So education. Back to what we said in the beginning, we need to educate. All of us need to learn about security, about anything, about smart contracts. How do I know what type of token is this? Go onto the blockchain, learn. That's it. I'm still learning. There's still a lot to learn.
You're right, and I have a lot to learn as well. But
listening to stories will help you not get scammed. If you were listening to everybody, you wouldn't have been in this situation. So listening, like this guy said, there's some people that need to listen, some people that don't listen, and they have to experience it. So if you would listen more and not dismiss everything, or I don't know, you wouldn't be in the situation. But you have to experience it. A lot of people experience it, and you'll get through it. You'll move on. You'll educate yourself, and it'll all be better from here.
Yeah, in about 4 months, just coming in, listening to chat, listening to people when they're talking about security. And then when you actually start understanding what people are doing, and when they tell you to, double check, triple check your address, like I said, it happened to me the other day. I screwed up, and I'm never going to get that money back. I know it, but thank God I wasn't rinsed. I didn't send it to a scam site or nothing. It was just a stupid mistake I made. I mean, we all do it. It's not, the possibility of getting rinsed can happen to the best of us. And we try to be very secure in what we do. And that's what we preach on this is you have to be your own bank. You have to be very careful any interactions that you make with your hardware wallet. Obviously, you had a bad computer, a malicious computer. When you did that, you got rinsed. I mean, but that was one of the things that we said is get you a new computer, get off your phone, and, get started with the only computer you use for crypto. And I know you're getting all that stuff. I do. I mean, you just got to move forward now and listen.
But proof of work and proof of stake is past tense, and I'm talking about in real time. These things that y'all are talking about, if I'm understanding them correctly, is past tense.
Sure. Proof of work and proof of stake have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with security. Nothing. You need to drop that whole argument. It has nothing to do with anything when it's talking about security. Nothing.
I know.
Listen, that's all I'm asking.
Argue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm trying to argue is we have nothing. Right. You're right.
It's like it's and I'm gonna say this so you can understand how you're arguing what it sounds to us. I had a car accident, and I said this stupid the brake pedal is stupid. Why is it there? The car should automatically stop. What stupid security is that for my braking? Why couldn't there be an auto stop? That's the argument I can hear from you right now. That's why you got to understand that that's what we're hearing. Something like that. The steering wheel shouldn't be round; it should be squared because it's not right.
What I'm hearing is I made a copy of my keys to my house and gave them to a thief. Why didn't somebody stop me from giving the copies of the keys to my house?
I know I messed up giving my seeds out. I got rich because I gave my seeds out to said merchant on device. That's my fault. That's like, I'm not hung up that I got rich. I'm chalking that up as an L. And what I'm trying to say is that, like, I'm not hung up that I got rich. If I'm not hung up on it. Okay.
Anyway, let's move on. If anyone has any questions, please ask. If anyone has there's 4 people with their hands up. If anyone's an admin in here, there's 5 people now.
I got a quick question.
Yeah,
comment. So I heard yesterday that now the whole Pulsechain core system is being transferred to a new layer and instead of Solidity or something like that, and that's going to extend the launch date. What are the details that we know so far about that?
I watched a YouTube just recently about one guy who knows about code a little bit. He said, "I know about code." So what's happening is it's an update, or he's updating the system to something that's a little bit better, where we don't have to stop the network in order to do this update in the future. So the best example would be, it's not a perfect example, but the best example is Ethereum trying to go to ETH 2.0, having a lot of troubles. They're trying to find they want to do an update, but they can't. They've got to find ways to do it, and it's taking them a long time. Now they've got a problem with the system where the fees are too high. The blockchains, the blocks are 30 seconds or 40 seconds, whatever it is apart, and they want to try to bring it to a close to 7 seconds or whatever it is. So we don't come into this. So it gives longevity to the pulse chain where this problem doesn't happen. Fix the update now or do the update now before we actually become full and congested, and that way we're gonna have a problem in the future. Sorry, Dr.
Okay, so it's an update for the better, but what's the estimate in the extension? When developers were estimating that mid-May could possibly be a launch date. Now, obviously, that wasn't the case. Now we're transferring to this better, more improved system. What's the possible extension on that? Are we talking 6 months, or are we talking 3 weeks? Or what's the
I don't know.
possibility that people know? Yeah, I know nobody knows, but what's a
You can probably
possibility
ask
if anybody
Maya. He
knows?
just joined. He'll probably give you a better answer to the timing or how long would it take to build the new system that they're trying to build. Hey, Maya, how are you? The question was something that the update that they're doing now that they decided to, I think, go ETH or something like that, or go instead of doing Solidity. Um, how long does something like that usually take, or roughly, or estimate? Just an estimate.
Does anybody in here know what type of blockchain Richard Hart is creating? I searched on
Oh, for
Google. I've been
fuck's
searching on Google.
sakes!
And I couldn't find anything.
It's a public blockchain. I think it's not private or, it's anybody can be on it.
Okay, PulseX talked about the upgrade to the system yesterday, and he mentioned it isn't really that much to do and that it may have already been done and they're just testing it already. So it could be already written, but he had mentioned that. So that's some good news. So hopefully it won't prolong the launch.
Hey, hey, HMAC, can you speak up a little bit? I heard what you said, but it's very, very low.
Oh, you didn't hear that? Okay. Yeah, what's going on around you? You got a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, PulseX called or talked yesterday about the upgrade and mentioned that it wasn't much of a coding issue or something, and that they basically may already have been done with it. So they're testing it. And he had mentioned that, but it's not like 100%. We really don't know, but it sounded like really good news that it shouldn't hold back much at all.
What kind of upgrade were they doing? Do you know?
Yeah, they're doing threading. Like right now, it's running one thread per node or two, and they're going to split it into like 4. And it's something to do with threading, which I don't know what that is, but it splits it up, makes it go faster and more robust. So there's going to be more
Sounds,
explanation of what they do for the Go code. It's called, I think. Yeah.
it sounds kind of like it needs some testing. It sounds very fundamental.
Yeah, it's some technical stuff that PulseX was talking about, but we don't all understand how this works. this layer. People are saying that right now it's a Corolla 4-cylinder, and after the upgrade, it's gonna be a V8. So
Yeah, that I used to be in software and threading. Well, from what I knew, it meant that instead of having one processor, you'd have multiple. That's one. You can do it in software too, but it's sort of a fundamental change. It does increase performance though greatly.
yeah, they're saying Solidity or whatever is junk, really slow. And now they're going to this Go thing. So see, I don't really understand it.
Well, I don't know crypto, but it sounds very they're gonna have to test that.
I wonder if there's any other blockchains currently on the new Go uh, system.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you gotta learn what a blockchain is to I think you're mixing like validators with addresses on blockchains, and it takes a little time to understand how these how blockchain works in crypto. It took me like 6 months to sort of settle down and realize you create your seed word from a hardware wallet always. And what you should have done is just get your hardware wallet, make a whole new bank account address, put that aside. Then you should have went to your MetaMask and sent all your shit onto your safe wallet address that you created from. But it's too bad that you had stuff running in the background that sort of snatched it. It sounds like you were out looking for quick money too, with the which everybody does, trying to find good projects, and they're
Yeah,
hard
that's
to
where I
vet.
went wrong. That's where I went wrong when I migrated. The malware on my computer flashed over and copied, like they were able to
Something
essentially
like that.
copy the treasure and then fool
No, it didn't
me
flash
to the
over.
front
It
pages.
didn't flash over onto your treasure. No, it didn't do that. It just you shouldn't have
They were
put that.
able to fish me over treasure. That's exactly what happened. They fished me over treasure. That's what they did. It was an invisible hacker that fished me over treasure. I had the malware, all the goodies of all the crap
True
of.
treasure sweep.
I thought your
You're
seed
saying
word
true
was from
treasure
MetaMask.
sweep.
That's how they got you. Your seed word was from MetaMask. So when the malware was installed, they grabbed your seed phrase.
No, dude. I was trying to migrate my wallet to the hardware wallet that I had just got, right? And as I'm typing in my seed phrase so encryptedly and all that, they fished me on it, essentially fooled me that I was on the right page of Treasure, like the launch thing, the program itself, right? And then they flashed and like put something over it to match what was on there, and they were able to take that information.
Yeah, you were typing it with your keyboard into treasure.
No, I did not. I did not type it with my keyboard.
Oh, what you just said. You were typing it in. You said.
No, I
But you
typed it in. I typed it in via the Treasure app. Like the Treasure gave me the letters of my word letters, and then I'm correlating those letters to my words of my seed phrase, and I'm using the screen to click on the encryption, the black dots of like, okay, this square is A, and I need A. All right, this square is A in. I need this one. Like this square is A in A. I need this one. Like that. I did it encryptingly, but they were still able to fish over my eyes that I was thinking that I was doing it correctly, but I got fooled because you never give out your seed phrase. That's where I went wrong.
Where where'd you get your treasure from?
Uh, uh, I got it off the website, but it don't matter if the website and everything's legit. If I had the worst malware and crap on my computer, and they had all the hoochies and gadgets to fool me into giving my seed phrase into said merchant, where the merchant
So is that
isn't
how
ever
it
going
works? Hey, hold on.
Night before,
Anybody else with the treasure? Is that
yeah,
how it
I
works?
am.
Oh,
Night
hold on.
before last, you told Papa you got it on Amazon though.
Yeah, hold on. Who cares?
Yeah, I did. I did order it through Amazon. Yes, a mistake number 100,000. Yes.
You did not listen to anybody this past week, is what I'm understanding. You did not listen to absolutely anybody.
Don't you use your fingers and put it into your fucking treasure? Is that how a treasure works? I get a ledger, and when I put my seed word into it, I had to fucking use my fingers and put the stupid little my seed phrase in. I didn't have to fucking go through a screen on Treasure Live, right? You fucking take your piece of paper and put your and you look at your little my ledger, and I just punch in my words in my little treasure deal. I don't even fucking need my computer. It's got to be hot.
Yeah,
It's got to be.
that's how Ledger works. I don't know about Treasure because I don't have
Yeah,
one.
treasure. It's got this
Same
fucking
same as
screen.
treasure. Same
Oh,
as
is that
treasure. You
the
gotta
same as
type it
treasure?
into the
Oh,
treasure.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know what the fuck you're on that screen typing shit in. That's weird. That treasure
Hey,
live.
crypto. So are you? What's going on, and why are you still talking about this? Why are we still talking about this?
I don't know. I woke up and they're still talking about it.
Hey, crypto. What's going on?
Everybody in the group chat brought up my mistake a few days ago, and we're just trying to, people are just trying to fully understand. I did not bring up my worst incident in crypto ever. Everybody else did, and I was just trying to validate that what I did and where I went wrong, but I did not essentially bring up my BS. All I was trying to do was spark some ideas towards what we're trying articulate into crypto in the future. And I'm kind of getting opinions on people, and I'm trying to be respectful. So I'm trying to learn, and yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I know.
cool.
He's spitballing on utopian transactions. So, it's good and all to think out loud. But as you can tell, we're all like a little frustrated talking about blockchain.
Exactly. And nobody can answer. No one can answer, and it's not anywhere. I know for a fact it's not anywhere. Maybe I ain't dig deep enough, and I'm still digging, but it's not anywhere. What type of
With the
blockchain
wrong
Pulsechain
answer,
is?
started off with the wrong question. You're gonna get wrong answers every time if you start off with the wrong questions.
Okay, plain and simple. Plain Jane question right here. What type of blockchain is Pulsechain? I know it's going to be public, but that's just one aspect of it. What type of blockchain is Pulsechain besides
Layer
being public?
consensus system.
It's a proof of stake.
Those are all just one aspect that can be integrated all together. That's what I'm getting
No,
at. Y'all think
Fork
that proof of stake is the only
Ethereum.
blockchain,
It's a
sir?
fork of Ethereum. It's a fork of Ethereum, whatever that means.
Hold on,
Right?
guys.
Everything is a fork of
Hold on.
everything of
Crypto. I've been listening to you for the last 3 days. You didn't done what Papa Bono told you. Watch the videos, order treasure or ledger from legit websites. Go to howtopulse.com, read, learn, and come back with questions. What I'm hearing is I bought it off Amazon, blockchain this, blockchain that. What is it? How is it? You've been wrecked because you didn't listen, brother, what Papa Bona and the other community members was telling to you in the first
I
place.
You're right.
You
You're right.
didn't, you didn't, you
Good point.
didn't, brother, you
We don't
didn't.
ever have to talk about the day that I got rinsed ever again. I
Yeah,
don't care if we have to talk about it.
but you
I try
do,
to
because if you do a mistake, buying a hardware wallet from Amazon, eBay, what is big no-no from everyone in this room, everyone in this community, and you're trying to put to people that you get wrecked because of blockchain, because of that, because that is not.
I didn't
You
even
did,
say that. I didn't say you
brother,
Yeah,
you
direct.
hey,
didn't, you
hey,
didn't
room.
listen.
Hold on, right quick. Room. That's let's. We was off. I think we was off that topic. I'm not trying to get back on that topic. Let's try to move forward. He said he asked a new question, which is, what is post
Cool,
chain?
cool, cool, cool.
Post chain is a new block. Like, what kind of blockchain is post chain? Right. That's your question.
Correct. Yes. Nothing associated with me or anything. What type of
Right.
blockchain is blockchain besides being public?
It's a decentralized blockchain. That's it.
It's
That's the
it's a
answer.
layer
However, it's
one.
done.
It's hold on. Look, it's a layer one proof of stake system that is solving solutions that Ethereum couldn't solve. That is what kind of blockchain that is. If you're trying to get into depth, you got to ask the right questions.
I just feel like we're limiting ourselves if bullshit. Like I don't want to. We're just limiting ourselves if all the blockchain is just proof of stake. That can be already said and done and over with. Of this blockchain is proof of
Blockchain is
work,
proof
proof
of
of stake, and a lot of other innovative things.
so not everything. So or the blockchain is proof of stake. So what Pulsechain is bringing to the blockchain is bringing a different kind of consensus system, but for the masses. And I mean, what else do you want to know? Like what it's public, like it's not just public. Everything is public. Ethereum is public. Bitcoin is public. It's solving solutions like gas fees, faster throughput.
Yeah, those are all good ideas, but are those are all like great and incorporated all together. But all I'm saying is there could be more than essentially one proof of something. Doesn't It's not limited to just one or two types of proof, and that's what I'm trying to get at.
So, as Richard Hart likes to say, if you want to see something, build it yourself. So you could possibly find that solution, right? So, I
Dude,
mean,
for me to say
arguing
for
about
me to
what.
build a blockchain on my own, it would take me to the end of my life, and I don't have that time. I'm leaving stuff behind for my family and my son. And I know there's a lot of other guys out here in the world that are very smarter than me, and they just don't have that outside the box type of thinking. And they get tunnel vision essentially.
So how about this right now? For as we know, Pulsechain is thinking outside the box. It is trying to fix the solutions that we have in the crypto space. It is trying to build a better space. It is trying to adopt more people into the crypto space, into the blockchain technology. So it is a big solution. It is a big help. So I don't know where you're trying to get at, but I hope that answers your question.
No,
Consensus of the
very good
community.
explanation. But what he's trying to, and with all due respect, crypto is he was coming at blockchain as being some sort of having some sort of security in it, whereas you can't. You shouldn't be able to send stuff to the wrong address, or hackers shouldn't be able to go in and hack something and do that. And that's where, from the community standpoint, is what he's trying to get at, and we're trying to try to explain to him, and hopefully he's got it, that proof of work and proof of stake has nothing to do with security. And that's why we were on the security thing.
Got you.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
yeah. So that's definitely a whole different ballgame. Security that has nothing to do with your security, and I feel as if the blockchain is a trustless system, that it's you're supposed to be your own bank. It's teaching you how to have control of your assets. Yeah, it has a ledger system that is public. That's that's the blockchain. That's how it works. So I mean, that is why we literally pride ourselves in here to keep everyone safe with all their assets, because when they enter crypto, when they purchase an asset, that's your asset. Depending if you bought it on the centralized exchange. If you bought it on the centralized exchange, it's not your asset. So, we want you to get the hardware wallet, get you secured, put your seed phrases hard backed up somewhere safe physically, and you can maneuver within the blockchain safely, because you are your own bank. You are moving your assets around left, right, side to side, there and back. So you need to make sure you're safe. So that is up to you, and that
Yeah,
is the risk that you take when you come
what
into this space.
I'm not trying to talk about apps or anything, but what you're meaning, what you're saying, and if I'm understanding correctly, of getting your crypto off a centralized exchange like crypto.com, like Robinhood, where they don't have a, well, crypto.com has it now, but like Robinhood doesn't have a Web3, it doesn't have like a public address to send out said funds or whatever. So that's what you mean by getting your crypto off a centralized exchange like quote unquote Robinhood.
Yes, I mean centralized exchanges. Robinhood doesn't have a way to pull it out right now, so you're just stuck in the water. But aside from that, you only use centralized exchanges for a means of off ramping and on ramping at the moment until we can get something better for the blockchain. See, we're building, we're going over time. We're going to be building and innovating, and the new things will come about. So as we build, security will get better, privacy might get better. So we don't know, we just gotta see. I feel like you should just try to keep yourself in tuned with like a small amount of assets, so until you can grasp the world of DeFi. And it wasn't really about the centralized exchange, it's just about how you move in this blockchain. It's all about you and how you move. Like when you came in here, the first thing you said was, I copied and pasted my address, and it was a different address. That means you downloaded something that you didn't find from the right place, and you got rinsed. So there's everything has to go back to you. So that is why we
Yeah,
pride ourselves.
I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of how I got rinsed. It was an invisible hacker, and what I mean by that, when you copy and paste your address, and if you do it in like certain emails or certain texts or certain anywhere, right? Besides like, hey, give us the public address you want this Ethereum sent to, and you do it, and it's different. You'll be able to see it, but if you put it anywhere else in any kind of different type of window, it will be invisible. I saw that where I was trying to. Uh, Tell some entities and try to I was doing something where I had to give my public address out, and whenever I was pasting it, it was invisible, and the only way to see it was me highlighting it, and I just thought that was so weird. But yeah, I fully understand where I went wrong, and moving forward I'm not going to do that, and I'm taking everybody's points and everybody's, hey, this is what you need to do, own laptop, own wallet. I got all that. I'm
Okay, what do you
on all
mean?
that.
What do
But
you mean,
I just
Hold up,
Hey,
Edge
what do you
Crypto,
mean
and that's good.
public
Hold up 1 minute. When
public
you
address?
when we talk about getting your stuff off an exchange, there's the other saying that goes in this community: not your keys, not your crypto. When you have your crypto on an exchange, you don't physically own it. That's what goes along with being your own bank. So, not your keys. That's why we were telling you to get a hardware wallet and all the other stuff. I don't want to go over to the security or how you got hacked either. I mean, I really don't. We're just trying to get you to understand that the blockchain has nothing to do with security, that we as a community, want everybody to be safe. Unfortunately, mistakes happened and they happened, and you learned and you're moving on. Great. But please understand that we're trying to explain to you how this thing works. And you're going to get it eventually. Okay. It just seems right now that you're kind of grasping a little bit at certain things and the answers are in front of you. We're just trying to help you get there. That's all.
That's correct. Well done.
From what I'm understanding, is a lot of answers are on here. A lot of answers are in front of me. You're right, but some aren't, and that's where improvements can be made.
And as Mello said, things are being developed. Right now, we got to deal with centralized exchange for money on and off. There's things coming out on Pulsechain, third-party projects. We can't talk about them. Might make things a lot easier to get money on and off without having to go through centralized exchanges. Things are coming. It's just, you got to go. And even those new things, you got to be very careful with because we don't know. They're not proven yet, but they're going to be there. There is going to be scam coins on Pulsechain. There's nothing anybody can do about it. It's just one of those things. We have to be careful. We have to take our security to the utmost. And the only one that can do it is us. Okay?
Yeah.
Us as individuals.
Hey, crypto. If you want, are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm trying to reiterate what Redneck was saying, and I lost the train of thought that I was gonna concur with him. The fake coins and stuff, right? Well, I got a lot of my quote unquote fake coins from Coin Market Cap, so I'm definitely gonna be doing research when I add tokens into my wallet going forward, and I'm gonna do my due diligence and research on this coin and see what uh, creator he is and the team behind him and what he's done in the past, so I can validate him as a essentially like a authorized coin. That's not fake.
Quit fucking around on exchanges, looking for coins. What we do here is
Amen.
we do here DeFi. We have our seed word and our address and our hardware wallet first. That's it. Simple, super easy, secure.
CoinMarketCap.com is an exchange.
No, it's a scam.
Crypto. This is the third day that we've gone through this. I want you to get it out of your system in the next hour, and then we're going to move on for good. I don't want to hear about your hack or your mismanagement of your own seeds, which I believe happened. I don't want to hear about any of this anymore. You're a cautionary tale. 10 ways to Sunday. 10 ways to Sunday, you were irresponsible about your crypto. All that gets reset now.
I was an idiot. I was a big idiot, but I didn't chime in on anything of hack or spam related in my scenario. A lot of guys chimed in and try to understand.
Crypto, but your emotion and how you're talking and about blockchain not being secure is based on what happened to you, and that's why the topic was brought up. Right?
Yeah, I taking it a little
and that's what
Keep
we're
on
trying to
tying
avoid.
in your topics. You keep on tying in your topics into your personal situation.
No, I didn't correlate it with anything pertaining to me.
Okay, hey crypto. So for now, right now, what you need to do is go through before you do anything more. Is learn. Go to YouTube. Go to crypto Twitter. Come to here. Come to the Telegram chat. Listen. Watch videos. There, I don't know. We can name a couple Hexicans that do crypto videos that talk about crypto. You can go watch them. Go to Twitter. There's Security Saturdays spaces that you can come in and listen into. There's all these things. So, and he left.
Yeah, we were just
Mello, just so
discussing.
you can. Sorry, I was going to say, Mello, so you just can understand. We literally told this guy those exact words, and I know what time I said it. Was about an hour and a half ago, or an hour and a half ago. That's how long this conversation's been going on for.
Well,
This is
then
the last day. This is
that's
the last day that we will be suffering this discussion. Look, everyone knows that I get off by talking about security 24/7, but even I can come to the end of my rope with this discussion. It's ridiculous. 10 ways to Sunday, this person was irresponsible with his crypto. And I'm telling you now, guys, we can learn no more from this. Now it's just about, mental masturbation, about him letting you know that he's kind of on top of it and somehow he's learned from his mistakes. I'm done with it.
Just to chime in here before I remove myself from the floor, I did not bring up what happened a few days ago, the big incident of what happened. I did not bring that up, but other guys were chiming in on what happened and kind of correlated what I was saying to things that happened a few days ago. And so I, you know, uh, uh, reiterated my mistake. My mistake is your success, in my opinion. If I could tell you the mistakes that I made
But
and potentially saving
crypto,
first-time users,
crypto, listen, your mistakes are so rudimentary, and the rest of the listeners on here have already grown past those rudimentary mistakes that we would like to continue to grow. And if you have any sense in your noggin, you will sit back and listen. These people are advanced security, knowledgeable people by now, because I've been barking at them for a year and a half. So please don't think that your situation is novel. You are the learner. They are the masters. Listen to what they can give you, but don't come in and identify yourself as, hi, I'm the guy that got rinsed yesterday. I've heard you do that 5 times already. It's over. So please make a final statement and let's move on.
Crypto, I'm new to this. I'm 2 months in here, and from day one, Papa Bona and everyone in here did say, go to howtopulse.com, go to Noob, HEXnoob, learn, read, watch videos, come in the chat and listen. And this is where we should stop. Papa Bona is absolutely correct. It's the 3rd day. I'm new and I'm tired of it. Don't get me wrong. We try to give you all that advice. I cannot give you more technical, but I can give you number 1, security, number 1. Number 2, go and learn. Do your own research. Thank you.
So moving on, I have a question now for Papa.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm about to finally open that box of my Trezor 1. And I was wondering if I take on my computer, because we have the ledger and our wallet, can I operate just the Trezor 1 from my computer using the same MetaMask wallet?
Okay, so we're a little bit, we got to focus what exactly you're asking. I heard a lot of things. Number 1, you've got a brand new Trezor. Number 2, you have had or currently still have a ledger or MetaMask only. Where are you with this?
It's Hojo, so if you've forgotten. So the ledger, we've got it. We're all good. We're safe. Ledger running the MetaMask. We have 2 Apple computers, and we use both computers with the same ledger. All has been fine there. But now, after speaking with you, what I want to do is I want to get used to the Trezor and work with it. So on the one computer, we'll keep the ledger with the MetaMask wallet. I have the same MetaMask wallet on my computer, my Apple computer, but I want to operate that one just with the Trezor.
Stop there. All right, so can you mute for a second so I don't get an echo? All right, thanks. All right. Now, who's unmuted right now? All right, very good. So Apple A, you've got MetaMask and your ledger. Apple B, you say you've got the same MetaMask. I don't want any same instances of any wallets with shared seed phrases active anywhere but one single site on one laptop or desktop unit. Can you please confirm that that is the case?
The seed phrase from MetaMask?
Correct.
Well, the seed phrase has never been put in on the keyboard of either one.
So they both have unique seed phrases, correct?
No, the same seed phrase.
Then, sir, you are mistaken. There was one moment where you had to enter in that seed phrase into a keyboard for them to be duplicates.
You never, ever, ever type in your seed phrase into any treasure, any ledger. You only send to that treasure. You only send to that
Crypto. If I need your assistance, I will ask you. Just please be patient. Hojo, back to you. You have the same seed phrase running MetaMask seed phrases on two different unique machines, but the seed phrase is the same. So at some point, you must have entered in via keyboard the seed phrase in recovery to a new instance of MetaMask. Think back and tell me, is that the case?
Sorry, Papa. I got kind of wrecked for a minute.
Okay, so I'm asking you again. In order for you to be running the same wallets, the same identical seed of your MetaMask on two machines, you would have had to have recovered into one of them. Think back and answer me clearly, yes or no. To the best of your recollection, did you do that?
Yes, a recovery was done to the second computer.
Okay. Do you have any liquid assets on either of those MetaMask accounts?
Liquid? No, everything is all in the ledger.
I understand. So on account one, there is no balance. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. For good housekeeping, I want you to reinstall MetaMask on one of those machines. I want you to uninstall it and reinstall it by downloading it directly from metamask.io. And I want you to reinstall it and create a brand new unique 12-word seed phrase as a new wallet. You should never, ever, ever be running a duplicate wallet in two different places at once. That would assume that your threat surface is widened and broadened, and you do not want that to happen, even for your instance of MetaMask, which is not necessarily going to be a true threat, but you just don't want to do that because it's the wrong thing to do. So can you please do that first? Write that down. Write that down as thing number one that you have to do.
Doing that. Along with that, does it matter which one we do it from, the original MetaMask or the secondary?
No, it does not. But understand that was a bad thing to do, and never do it again. You're not going to use it for more than the interface anyway. You will never put any tokens, anything of value on account number one. You have to assume that MetaMask is out there in the wild, right? It's compromised. You consider it that way anyway. So you never put anything on account one. Yep.
Correct.
Okay. So now, judging on whatever PC you're going to be, or whatever Mac you're going to be loading the new MetaMask on and creating a 12-word seed phrase that's unique, writing it down and labeling it dummy on paper, and then keeping that in your, disposable wallet notebook, just in case there's a screw up in the future. You always maintain all of the seeds that you generate. Then you will load Trezor Suite and Trezor Bridge on that Mac. You can also load it on the other one. Doesn't matter. You should have those two pieces of software middleware loaded and running on both PCs. Then you can do a Connect hardware wallet, but not before you remove the account that says Ledger 1. I want you to only have one hardware wallet account visible at any time. It will be the one that you are working with, not the passive viewing of the one that you are not connected. Does that make sense?
No, I kind of lost
Hey,
you.
I want you to
Okay,
take your time
so
now. I want
right
you to take your
now,
time to listen to Papa. Take your
all right. So if you connect up a hardware wallet, the account name at the top of the screen, when you open up the browser extension MetaMask little pop-up, it will say Ledger 1. You've seen this before. You can see it now, probably. Can you see
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Okay. You're not using your Ledger right now. You plan on starting to use your Trezor for the day. So what you want to do is after the day is done and you've used your Ledger, I would like you to click the 3 black dots underneath the big round circle button at the top of the right-hand side of the MetaMask interface. Click those 3 black buttons, go to the bottom and remove account. Make sure that there's no accounts visible that have anything to do with hardware wallets before you make your connection with the new Trezor. When you're done with the Trezor, you'll do the same thing. You'll remove it, and then you'll start using your Ledger again by making a fresh connection. What I don't want you to do is collect many Ledger 1, Ledger 2, Ledger 3, Trezor 1, Trezor 2, Trezor 3 on the screen, on the interface, because it can have conflicts and errors that will be very frustrating for you and your wife when you go to transact. You won't know why things are failing before they even go to the blockchain. Then you'll come on this chat and you'll ask why it's happening. And I will tell you that it's because you didn't remove the accounts and keep them clean.
So when you remove the account, does it automatically, when you plug back in either one, it'll recognize it and bring it back?
No, you must request a new connect hardware wallet command. It's easy. Just click the big round button at the top right and scroll down to connect hardware wallet and go through the process and the prompts. Then it will come back up.
Okay. But so that we're still using the Trezor the same as we'd be using the Ledger as a hardware, as a cold wallet, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think I understand, and I'm going to do it today. And if I have any problems, I will come back and ask.
We're here 100%. Of course. No shame in that. There's no way you can screw this up, but this is the proper way of handling 2 hardware wallets and 2 machines. There will be 2 unique MetaMasks with 2 unique 12-word seed phrases. You've got 2 unique wallets with 24-word seed phrases on them. You don't have any migrated wallet, do you? Your Ledger is not a migratory wallet. Is it a vault wallet with 24 words?
The Ledger is, yes.
Excellent. So then you have not sacrificed at all. Is that correct?
We did, but not directly, and we're in a pool. So the answer is no.
Makes sense. I understand your situation. That's fine. Make sure that if it's possible to contact the people that are managing your pool, try to give them the address of your 24-word vault wallet, either the Ledger or the Trezor, as a recipient address for when you get when your pool potentially gets the airdrop from the African priest. At least they send it to a very secure place for you.
Yes, we did that already. Exactly.
Beautiful. Then you're in good shape.
Cool. And one last little comment for crypto is you've been listening to my questions with Papa. I've listened to everything that Papa has guided me through since the beginning, as I'm one of the lucky ones who this is my and my wife's first foray into crypto at all whatsoever. And Papa has guided us all the way through to keeping us as safe as you hear him telling me. Kiss the hand of the priest that says I'm good. So just listen to what he's telling you. Move on from whatever your situation is, and I promise you, man, you'll be good. Thanks again, Papa.
Hojo, I am the first one Papa did, not you. And I've been great with Papa ever since.
I step back behind you, Mr. Jiggs.
I don't know. I
Thank you.
validate Papa as a genuine person, uh, not out for personal gains towards anybody.
Right. And Hojo, you should be just running 2 dummy MetaMasks on your machines. They should be 2 dummy MetaMasks. Then you just hook up your wallets to them. Very easy, simple. And how Papa says, yeah, don't be afraid. Be confident in your moves.
Got a lot of people that are on mute. If you want to be unmuted, just raise your hand and we'll get to you.
Hey, Papa, this is Iceman. We spoke the other night, and you had me remove the excess ledger wallets, just like you were telling Hojo to do, because I was getting those errors. I'm still getting the error, and it's definitely before it gets to Etherscan. Is there something else that could be causing that, or?
Okay. There are a couple of things. Number one, do you have I mean, there's a couple of conflicts that are possible for an antivirus. If you've got the browsing companion on an antivirus, you may want to uninstall that. What browser are you using? If you're using Chrome, I would try using Firefox. Have you tried that as well? Loading a brand new MetaMask on Firefox and doing a fresh connection with a fresh wallet on Firefox. That means create a brand new instance of MetaMask on Firefox, get a 12-word seed from that instance, and then do a fresh connect hardware wallet on that. Try that if you're not getting any joy from Chrome.
Okay, thank you, Papa. Appreciate it.
And
Does
then
he
if
have
you
any pending transactions?
no, it sounds like it's clogged up before it even gets to Etherscan. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
As Redneck said, do you have any that are showing up as pending when you go to activity on MetaMask?
They do show up as pending. They get clogged up, and then they ultimately fail without ever showing on Etherscan after a few hours.
Right. I think that's evidence that there's a problem with the MetaMask instance, and it's just not sending it out to the blockchain. Try it on Firefox first, and if it's successful on Firefox, if it all works out, then uninstall and reinstall on Chrome, and then create a brand new wallet. Do not recover your wallet into the instance on Chrome. You shouldn't have any. You don't have any liquid assets on that wallet on Chrome, do you? On MetaMask?
No, I created the dummy wallet for your video the other day, and
Very good.
backed up my. Yeah, it's a migratory wallet that I have though, because I'm
That's
still waiting
fine.
to receive my sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So then you're free to just uninstall and reinstall on Chrome if Firefox is a go. If Firefox works, then you can go back to Chrome, uninstall and reinstall, and create a brand new dummy wallet with a new 12-word seed and go from there. It's disposable, so you can easily do it as many times as you need to do it, right?
All right, I'll try that when I get home. Thank you so much.
Sure thing.
Papa, do you mind if I DM you?
No, I don't mind, but I get a lot of DMs, so give me a high sign if you are DMing me.
I'm doing it now.
Can I ask a quick question? If you already sacrificed, I believe you need 2 of those ledgers, no? If you wanna secure your sacrifice.
We recommend to get two, and there's many reasons. The first reason is it's convenient because if you have one wallet that is your migratory wallet that takes your seed from the MetaMask that you sacrificed from, you migrate that to the first hardware wallet, but then you need another good, safe place to send the liquid assets when you receive them or when the stakes end. You want to keep that off of the migratory wallet. Migratory wallet is a castle built on a foundation of quicksand. So you want to hurry up and get everything off of there as soon as possible. And that's why we recommend the second hardware wallet that has a 24-word seed phrase, not 12, that is generated from the device itself, the way hardware wallets are meant to be used. Primary, easy, direct. You send all of your liquid assets, second wallet. The next reason to have two wallets is the redundancy issue. Should one hardware wallet fail, you can get by with one by swapping the seeds of various accounts on the one device. But if you only have one hardware wallet and it fails, which we expect over time, then you have no redundant fallback. You will have to order one and wait until you receive it, and you will not be able to transact until it gets to you. You will be tempted to enter your seed into a soft wallet because you'll see a price you like, or you'll be excited about something, or there'll be an airdrop that's time, it's time bound, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this now. And you'll be tempted to enter in your seeds into that soft wallet, and that's where you will enjoy a vulnerability. You will then open yourself up to compromise because you didn't have a fallback. So again, two hardware wallets, that's a minimum of two hardware wallets is a good method of taking this process on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Have you seen the video that goes through this?
Yes, I've seen one video about it from K4K Crypto.
Yeah, maybe you should check mine out. Go to the main chat right now. I'm going to bring up the link. Hold on just a moment. And anyone else that's listening, the command to get the combot is !HWMIG. All right, I've brought it up for you. It's the first. Oh, there you go. Another person did it too. Very nice. Mello did it, and I did it simultaneously. And it looks like some other people did it too. Cool. Anyway, take a look at those links. The first video should run through the idea of two wallets with the Trezor, and the second link is for the Ledger. Can you find that in the main chat right now? The text chat?
Yes, I see it.
Beautiful. I recommend the first one, and I recommend Trezor if you're a first timer in hardware wallets. They cost a little bit more. Get the lowest end one. It does fine. The Trezor one, get two of those, and you'll enjoy using them. And you can also get ledgers, at a later date if you feel confident and you don't mind workarounds, because they're cheaper than the Trezors, but they do have a bit more complexity to them.
Okay, so the Trezor one. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Papa sent.
Hojo, I gotcha.
Hi, Papa. Just a quick question, if that's okay, sir.
Yeah, let me just get through this DM from Hojo. Hold on a second.
No problem.
Yeah, Hojo, hang back for a second. Usually I don't do that, but for you, I could spare, 10 to 15 minute chat max with you and your wife to set you straight. I'll agree to that because I know you. DG, go ahead.
Okay, so got my Vault wallet through today. Yay me. I know how to set it up and all that. I don't need any help with that. I've had plenty of your help for all that carry on. But I just wanted to be crystal clear on what the function is for the Vault wallet. So for instance, I would move funds over there and do all my kind of long-term stakes or staking ladders on that Vault wallet. Is it something along those lines?
Absolutely. That's correct. Crystal clear. You already know what it's for. There's nothing more complex than that. That's where you do your long-term holding. That's where you do your long-term staking. That's where you do your delegating. That's where you do your trading with verified Richard Hart created and endorsed sites. That's where it all happens. You can create several accounts, public addresses underneath that seed. You can silo each of those accounts for different things. For example, you can have one wallet that's siloed just for Pulse, another one that's for PulseX, another one that's for stakes of HEX. You can silo all those, and you can get creative past that. If you watch, well, not watch the video, but if you look at howtopulse.com, I'm sure that there's a video that goes over the importance and usefulness and ease of creating hidden wallets. And they're far more secure than standard wallets, but we're talking about complexities that the strongest of all computers on Earth right now could not crack. But even SHA-256 has not been cracked. So the 24-word seed phrase is really good enough. But if you want something that's going to withstand the test of 15 years, you may think about staking under a hidden wallet. But with that comes great responsibility on managing your seeds and your passphrase separately. So if you don't know what that means and you don't care to know what that means, stick with a standard wallet. If you want to get into the weeds of security, then research hidden wallets.
Brilliant, my man. Thank you. I'm going to play around with staking first before I go for the full-on long-term option, and then I'll
I got a
definitely
question.
go into the weeds with that. Thanks,
Good,
man.
good. Sure thing. Yes, Pulse Whale.
How does an owner of a coin route through the sacrifice address and make it seem like the sacrifice address is sending you the coin?
Oh, geez. Route through the sacrifice address and make it seem like the sacrifice address is sending you the coin. All right, let me ask you this. What contract address are you finding that's a legitimate sacrifice address run by Richard Hart or offered by Richard Hart that matches up with the contract address with the one that you're receiving that's nefarious? Is that what you're saying? You can match it's the same contract address, or is it the same name and logo that comes up? Because if it's the same name and logo and it's not the same contract address, it's not the same contract.
Oh, I was just reading in Hex Trading and I didn't see how that was possible. I didn't understand that was a possibility to occur.
No, I don't think it is a possibility. You can't masquerade through a smart contract on an outbound, especially if it's not an outbound type of contract that does airdrops.
So the person's just mistaken. They must have just changed the symbol and the name of the address and make it appears like a copycat sacrifice address sent you the coins.
Yes,
But if
yes,
you
I can
looked at it, it's probably different.
I can launch. Yeah, absolutely. I can launch a nefarious token with the same copied logo and different contract address that's nefarious, and I can airdrop it to people in a dust attack and wait until they interact with it. And, it can be called Pulse, for example. People say, oh, I didn't know the airdrop happened. Here I got my Pulse. My PLS shows up as PLS. It looks like that on CoinMarketCap, maybe even has it, picks it up. And lo and behold, it's absolute, bushwhack of a dusting attack. That's why when we receive when and if we receive our airdrops, what do? We cross-check them with 3 data points. One is going to be Richard's tweet. Another one could be Richard's calls, and another one could be this chat, and another one could be Pulse Trading, or any one of our other, avenues of double, triple checking that you've got the right contract address.
Right.
All right, I'm going to drop off. Hojo, are you ready to have a chat offline or no?
No, I was going to ask you because we want to both brush up on the videos together again today. Can you do it tomorrow morning?
Maybe. I may be going through oral surgery tomorrow, so I may not be of use to anybody tomorrow.
Oh my. Okay. No problem. I don't want to take your time until we're 100% as prepared as possible. So
Well, that helps both of us, so I appreciate that.
exactly. Don't want to waste your time. So I'll get with you. I'll let you know when I'm DMing you and we'll schedule it. Good luck with the oral surgery. Cool. All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hex is the better Bitcoin.
PulseX 10,000X.
Elmire, are you there? Mello, you there?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave pretty soon, so just want to make sure you were there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm parked.
Hey guys, I've been following Rackham, our Overwatch partner, and did his Twitter disappear? I think he moved out.
Yes, it disappeared.
Okay, thank you.
If anybody has any insight on this question, how much would Bitcoin and Ethereum affect the price of wrapped Pulse, given that like the actual Pulse is gonna have its own ecosystem and everything, but it should do everything what it can. But if it's gonna be wrapped Pulse against versus Ethereum and Bitcoin, how is that gonna still gonna be correlated as much, or probably not as much, since we have a whole 10,000 different pairs of tickers of coins?
What are you trying to do? Correlate price movement with other assets?
Yeah, since Pulse is gonna be paired up against 10,000 other coins on PulseX, I'm wondering how much wrapped Pulse will be affected, because wrapped Pulse will be trading against Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I'm trying to see how much correlation that would be, or there would probably be no or little correlation.
Probably
Since
little, right? Once it's pegged to a stable coin, hopefully to a stable coin, it'll be pegged to. It should stay, it should stay level across the board.
oh yeah, just throwing out an idea over here.
good.
Appreciate that, Mel. Thank you.
Hey, Papa, are you still there?
Yeah, man. How can I help?
I'm trying to do some digging and I'm having trouble. You might not know the answer. You might. Um, what type of blockchain? I already know it's going to be a proof of stake type of blockchain and proof of work, but essentially, what type of blockchain is Pulsechain going to be?
Damn.
Isn't it a federated proof of stake?
Because if I'm thinking correctly, and all these tokens are going to get copied over, then essentially Richard Hart is creating a proof of copy, if you will.
He's forking. That's the technical term.
So forking is sorry.
Forking is the way that you make a copy, an initial copy of open source software. And then if you want to improve upon that, you make your improvements. You have your own dev team and you change the parameters and the things that you want to improve on. And then it is its unique product. So certain fundamental features of the fork that Richard is creating are unique.
It's not a proof of work.
A proof of stake. Proof of stake. I'm sorry, Mello. Correct.
No. He said it was both. Didn't want him to think
It's
that it was both.
proof of stake, and that is not what Ethereum is right now. Ethereum right now is proof of work. Richard's fork is going to be, I believe, federated proof of stake. 33 validators will compete for the top 33 slots by staking Pulse and getting the rest of the community to delegate their Pulse by voting effectively those Pulse to each of the validators to maintain one of the top 33 slots so that they can validate the blocks.
So I think my question is, so a blockchain can only have one proof of something, if I'm following, or can it have multiples?
It can have multiple.
A blockchain can be proof of work and proof of waste at the same time. The
I like how you
impact
put
of,
that.
do you like that?
I like that one.
And hex is proof of weight.
That's correct, but hex is a DApp on a blockchain. It's not a blockchain itself. But you're right. Hex is proof of weight.
And we're assuming that Pulsechain is going to be proof of stake if we're headed in the same direction, right? I mean,
There's
speculatively.
only one direction, and that is to make a faster, cheaper, environmentally friendly blockchain that is a fork of Ethereum. That's the directive, and it's been unwavering. It's not changed.
I'm very glad I found this group, and I'm very glad I found out who Richard Hart is. I lost opportunities with Bitcoin, and I lost opportunities with Ethereum because I had no idea these people in the world existed. And it's great to find somebody in the States and genuine. And I'm here pre-launch, and I'm just so excited about the crypto world and where we're going. I'm glad I got here in time. That's all I'm saying.
Tell you, a lot of people are going to come in post-launch and wish that they were in your shoes.
Hot damn, 7-cent pack.
Yeah, I don't understand how all these altcoins can be so tightly correlated with Bitcoin that they all drop the same amount. People aren't selling them every top 20. I know it's Hart's law, right?